I've put together a short video here that will help to show and explain the versatility and benefits to utilizing a chest harness to aid in a delivery agent's duties. In this video I will be going over many of the safety benefits the harness promotes, as well as how I feel this system is a much more streamlined, effective, and superior method of delivery compared to the two-bundle and single-bundle, for that matter, system that most depots have already or will be converting to in the near future. I would first like to discuss an extremely important safety issue regarding repetitive strain and overuse injuries, specifically ones occurring in the hands, wrists, elbows, and shoulders. The many forms of tendinitis, carpal tunnel syndrome, cubital tunnel syndrome, lateral epicondylitis or tennis elbow, and how delivery agents are making themselves more susceptible to risk of these problems by trying to complete their job duties while using a rather compromising arm position to carry and balance their mail bundles. Proactively, with the assistance of a chest harness, one would look to eliminate the potential risk of the aforementioned repetitive strain injuries and reap the other benefits involved with using a chest harness. These benefits include better focus on pathway obstructions and conditions, better mobility all around, especially when using handrails and opening challenging mail slots, a more organized carry, better time management in the field, referencing maps, scanning, filling out D&C cards, or writing info down for later reference. Less likelihood to drop or misplace items, less damage to handled items from inclement weather, resulting in happier customers. These are all important issues that delivery agents are well aware of. By allowing the opportunity to perform their job better without compromise, I believe an agent will have a stronger work ethic and take a higher regard for passion and pride in what they do, as they will be able to accomplish their objectives with a greater strength. Progressing through this video, I will demonstrate some examples of a much better arm workload a delivery agent will experience using a chest harness. But right now I'm going to go over the design and features of the harness that I have spent the past year testing and improving upon. I will start with the polyethylene foam binder with the plastic backing. It's an extremely durable combination that can withstand an incredible amount of punishment. I have affixed 2 sets of elastics on each side of the binder to accommodate both left and right-handed agents. The elastics stretch, allowing for different sized bundles to be carried, as they also serve the dual purpose of preventing items from falling out the sides. There is a small opening at the bottom of the 4-inch elastic to allow for snow and other debris that can collect inside the binder to escape. This is accomplished by simply twisting the binder onto an angle and tapping the bottom. The upper elastic webbing is affixed to multifunctional eyelet hooks that, aside from holding the upper elastic webbing, have 2 other functions. One being to allow the satchel shoulder strap to force the binder closed. This is extremely useful during deadheads or on routes where there is a break in the delivery, whether an agent is skipping past houses due to construction or there is simply no mail for those houses. A third function the eyelets provide is a base for a protective rain cover. This works extremely well, especially in torrential downpour conditions. An agent simply position the mail under the cover when traveling between houses. An agent can now wear a waterproof jacket, use the satchel covers, and walk with a closed or semi-closed chest harness rather than wear a poncho, which greatly adds to the complexity of a carry in wet weather conditions. There are 2 other pockets inside the binder. One pocket is zippered where band-aids, cell phones, and other items can be kept and accessed without having to dig into a pants pocket that may be covered in part by a weighted satchel. Band-aids at the ready will prevent blood from soiling envelopes due to paper cuts or dry skin breaks. On the outside of this pocket, there are 2 pen or marker holders. Having a pen at the ready is very convenient, as well as being a backup stylus when the scanner's stylus is missing. Another pocket is used as a divider. Here, red cards, missorts, RTS mail, and other items of the like can be stored as the day's route progresses. This is also a great place to keep a copy of the route's map along with a tie-out sheet for efficient, quick reference instead of digging through a pocket or satchel for usage. On extremely cold weather days, scanners tend to really struggle with battery life. In an effort to prolong the scanner's usage, an agent will sometimes opt to carry it closer to their chest rather than in the satchel, as it tends to offer a warmer atmosphere. There is a small pocket on the back of the binder that will allow for this. The 2 shoulder straps and 2 waist straps are adjustable to accommodate any body type and size. They crisscross and pass through a V-taper yoke that distributes weight equally and prevents any pressure points from happening. The shoulder straps adjust in a way to allow the binder to sit further down or further up on one's torso, depending on the agent's preference. Here is the binder sitting in its highest position, and here it is again in its lowest. Most agents will choose to settle the harness mid-torso, or where they are most comfortable having it sit. While designing the harness, I have grown particularly fond of using either an eyelet or plain hook to help stabilize the outer binder flap. There is a phenomenon that happens here where the more weight that goes into the binder, the further the binder sinks into the hook. The further the binder sinks into the hook, the more upward pressure is produced on the outer flap, helping to prevent it from falling too far forward. This adds better stabilization and control. This could also be accomplished by using an L-shaped molding or a less flexible material for the bottom of the binder. In the following walking examples, here is what I have loaded into the harness. Here are some examples of walking while using a chest harness. Please note the arm position in each example, the extremely smaller mail load being carried in hand, as only mail for the next home needs to be at the ready. A delivery agent could rest one arm on the upper elastic of the harness while using their hand to help stabilize the outer flap. This is useful when heavier bundles are occupying the binder and/or when an agent's pace is fairly quick. Example 1. Walking with one free arm while the other is stabilizing the outer binder flap. Thumb resting on elastic while fingers are on outside of flap. Very little arm muscle used here and no burden of weight. Example 2. Using satchel shoulder strap to keep harness closed. 2 free hands. No weight, no needed arm muscle usage. Useful for deadheads or sections where there is a break in delivery. Example 3. Leaving one house with mail for another. Right arm resting on harness with stabilization. Left arm carrying light mail for singular point of call. Here I have an array of different sized parcels that, with the exception of the first light brown package, I would elect to sort these all into the case, rather than red card or parcel mark them on the mail, knowing that despite their wedge shape or slippery envelope material, they will all rest stabilized inside the chest harness. I will no longer have to worry about overusing arm and hand muscles on carried bundles to hold on to them, nor will I have to worry about other items slipping off of their surface. Many mailboxes work fine with a one-handed delivery technique. In example, a delivery agent carrying 2 bundles on his left arm would then use his right arm to segregate mail from the bundles to be placed at the corresponding address. The unfortunate truth that delivery agents have to deal with is a very large percentage of more complicated mail slots that demand the use of 2 hands. Here are many examples of these. Here is an example of perhaps the worst possible, yet quite common, situation for 2-bundle delivery. Here we have stairs with right-hand only railing leading to a turn knob screen door to be propped open with a leg, then to a pull-down mail slot. With these and other more challenging mail slots, by incorporating a chest harness, an agent will no longer worry about fumbling, dropping, or mishandling items to be delivered. There is now an extra arm free to deal with the circumstances, and without breaking pace or stride, the agent will be off to the next point of call. Here is how I would recommend an agent loads their harness. I will start with a bundle of pre-prepared collated householders. These can sit first inside the harness right behind the outer flap. The size, shape, and material of the householders is of no consequence, as they are now no longer free to become all jumbled up inside of a satchel. Another very important issue regarding full coverage holders is that now an agent has a better option to incorporate them into the delivery stream by utilizing one of the dividers inside of the harness to hold the needed extra singular full coverage householders. Next, I would elect to place a bundle of flats to sit in front of the householders. A divider can be incorporated here if an agent so chooses, followed by letter mail. At this point, an agent is ready to begin any walking portion of the route, reloading their harness from their satchel accordingly as the items reach their delivery destination.